Do all men think the same? The answer to this question is pretty much no. All of the videos in this series, their answers could pretty much boil down to no. But we're gonna play along anyways. As you guys can see, I'm a man. I've got the chest hair to prove. See? So yeah, I'm gonna be a part of this live questionnaire of sort. The premise is simple. They're gonna ask me a question or a statement. If I agree with the statement, I'll go to the left. And if I don't agree with the statement, I'll go to the right.
I have worried about the size of my penis.
Okay, so right away, we got a question about my penis. Where would I lie with this one? I'm just gonna go in the somewhat agree panel, because here's the thing. It's not that I'm worried about the size of my penis, but it's just that porn, man. When you watch it, you see people with massive dicks, and it kind of makes you feel weird about it.
It's a normal thing to be worried about, like when you're growing up, like you're like, am I normal? You know, like.
Because I remember the first time I saw porno and I saw a black guy's penis, I was like, I'm not like that. As I got older, I perfected my craft. I've never had a problem with women. It has nothing to do with the penis. It's all about, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. You just love a woman, you embrace each other, and it's just, I've never had a problem with a woman since then.
Okay, this guy definitely has a small penis, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you.
A man should pay for the first date.
Okay, so where do I lie here? I'm gonna slide over towards this line. And my reasoning for that is not that I'm some sort of a Chad man with a lot of muscles and a lot of money. The thing is, you don't really know the other person on the very first date. So, you kind of have to go with the thing that is sort of traditional. On the second date, you can tell that bitch to pay. But the thing is, if you've asked someone out and you already know that this woman is not the sort of woman who would want you to pay for the very first date, who wants to be all, I'm a strong, independent woman type of a woman. So I don't know, some women take offense to that. So I'd probably split the bill. I don't know if I'm making sense.
I like the way the old school ways work. They did work, we just messed it up.
So that's important to you, to like take that leadership role, to be,
Tradition.
to be like the breadwinner?
I'm the caretaker of society.
I'm the caretaker of the society. Man. This guy definitely has a small penis.
I don't even like saying it this way. Once you give the woman the power, then you just demasculate yourself. I want to stick to what's made me happy. And my grandparents, my parents, I'm just going to stick with it because it works.
So we got a alpha Chad person here talking about not giving the woman the power. You just demasculate yourself if you give the woman a power. It's going to be really interesting listening to this guy's point of view throughout this session.
Does it matter if it's a girl or a guy? It's 2019.
What is your actual argument? If your actual argument is, oh, let's not pay for the first date because it's 2019, then it's a very weak argument, my dude. It really depends upon the situation, and it really depends upon that woman, okay?
And your logic shouldn't be, like, no disrespect, like, oh, because my grandpa did it and it worked for him, then it works for me. If she's not gonna date me that second time because I didn't pay for her, I think I dodged a bullet.
You can't judge the entirety of the character of that woman with just this one variable.
I support the Me Too movement.
I'm gonna slide towards the somewhat disagree part with this one, because here's the thing, it is quite difficult for women who are harassed to come out, but at the same time, it sort of undermines the whole due process. We've seen a lot of false allegations with women trying to get famous off the Me Too movement, and I don't really like that. I don't really appreciate that. I'm quite interested in what the Chad has to say.
What do you tell a child who is accused of rape by a woman, has his whole life destroyed, and then people just go,
So let's process this.
What do you tell a child who is accused of rape by a woman, has his whole life destroyed, and then people just go,
People go, what?
At first, when I saw it, and talking to my friends, and family, a lot of people in the South, they're like, these women should have spoke up a long time ago. And then I had to step aside and really process it for myself and be like, you know what? She didn't feel comfortable. And she wasn't in a society, in a place where it was acceptable for her to say anything about it. So now that they have the platform and the ability, I'm like, that's amazing. Speak your truth.
There's always going to be people that take advantage of it, or it's not going to be perfect. We're figuring it out as we go, but I think it's done more good than it's done bad.
I think we get to acknowledge the bad, though. I think,
of course.
That's why I'm doing this thing is for us to say oh, he did that to me, and all of a sudden now we've vindicated that guy is vilified. There is no chance of him having a say in the conversation.
Trial by mob is not good. This mob mentality is bad. I agree with that, but I don't think that's exclusive to the Me Too movement.
But we're using it right now to say, oh, that person is bad. Oh, fuck that person. There's no further conversations being happening. If it's a movement to say, yes, okay, this hierarchy we've created of men and women, which is a result of the way men are expected to act, that women are expected to act. Let's have those conversations and everything changes, and I'll be over there all fucking day.
I am comfortable showing my emotions.
So I'm just gonna scooch over to the strongly agree side with this one. Okay, I am a really emotional person. I can show my emotions, and I don't think there is anything wrong with showing your emotions.
It's been harped upon me for years that showing my emotions were bad. And me trying not to be gay, I'm no, I don't want to show these emotions because I'm not gay. I can't be gay. I'm not supposed to be gay. The church tells me, my dad tells me, my mom tells me, everybody's telling me I'm not supposed to be gay. So just understanding that at 25, now 26, I'm over here okay, oh, you're insecure. Okay, that's what that feels like. Oh, you're sad. That's what that feels like. I can now be aware of those things, but to show them to other people right now is really hard for me.
I do feel I'm very verbally about my emotions with my wife, but I wouldn't agree completely because I'm not like that with anyone else. I mean, I just failed a college class and I was crying about it to my wife, but no one else at school saw me cry, I specifically texted my wife, make sure the kids are asleep by the time I come home, because I just knew I was gonna be as soon as I stepped through that threshold to my house, I was just gonna let go, and I didn't want them to see that. But the next day I sat down and I had that conversation with them, hey, I just wanna let you guys know, your dad didn't pass this class, and they're like, oh, are you okay? And
Next
I'm yeah,
time,
of course.
You just cry in front of your kids, man. I remember seeing my dad cry for the first time when his mom died, and I remember imprinting that in my mind as wow, my dad can be upset, and that was an important thing to witness.
It's reality, emotion.
Yeah, it's real.
I was raised by two parents that I never ever saw cry. The effect that had on me was by the time one of them passed away very suddenly, I didn't really seem to be affected at all. So I've actually had to do a lot of therapy on that. This thing about masculinity not being able to show your emotions is very bad. It puts us backwards in society, and we need to be thinking about how to tap into our emotions in a healthy way together.
So what was the point of this? What did we learn from this? Nothing. What did this accomplish? Nothing. And so if you wanna watch a whole lot of nothing, just subscribe to this channel, and you can click on this video. I still don't have a catchphrase. Bye.